Welcome to the Horror Friendly Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Horror Friendly Podcast, part of the You Run Podcast Network. My name is Katie, and I am joined by Chantal.
Enchanté.
Enchantée.
Enchanté, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Ça va?
Ça va, très bien.
Ouais. How are you doing? Well, I just asked how you were doing, but yeah.
I'm good. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
We're both back from
holiday.
holiday. Yeah, we've had a little catch up. We're both back from holiday.
We are.
We did know this season was going to be flexible, shall we say? Because sorry, we got busy. Our lives we got so popular this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got things to do. You know, we're just busy bees. You know,
fucking are.
Yeah.
Speaking of being busy, though, you had a very fun night last night.
Yeah, so I went to see 28 Years Later at cinema last night. Yeah, really good. Great cast. It's Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Jodie Comer. Just a solid cast. Kind of scary in some points. Gory, which is always good in a zombie film. Yeah. So everything about it was great. I was really enjoying myself up to a certain point.
Ooh.
And I heard a lot about this ending, this famous ending that's really like torn people. Didn't like the ending at all. The ending just completely throws you off. It's completely irrelevant to any of the rest of the film. And it's really odd and really weird. I really want to know your thoughts on it. So I'm dying for you to go and see it. I can just imagine your reaction. But yeah, other than that, the pacing was great. The cinematography was beautiful. These beautiful shots around Scotland, and yeah, unreal. So most of it was great. I think if you like the last two, certainly the first one, then you'll love this one.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely recommend if you are a zombie horror fan or a Danny Boyle fan, like go and see it, because I think a lot with like 28 Days Later, it's also about mostly more about the people than it is about the actual zombies of the infected. And it is very much on that level with this film as well. So it keeps its theme, which is nice. But yeah, so really good. I would give it like a 4 spookies. It's just that ending for me that takes it away, unfortunately. It really takes away the entire tone of the film. But yeah, I'd really love to know like what you guys, if anyone has seen it already, please slide in the DMs because I want to chat to you about this. But so yeah, go see it.
Oh, I'm really intrigued now. I'm really intrigued. Do they basically just they wake up from a dream and it's like, oh, he was in a coma for 28 years. It's actually fine.
You know what? No, but
I thought you were going to say, what? You're in the right area. And I was like, fuck off. Like,
if I told you what happened, I don't know. You'd either not believe me or it just like wouldn't make any sense to you.
Okay. All right.
It's you can't even explain it.
Okay, I'm gonna go see it. It's always I say everyone's like Chantal doesn't see any films. You're right. Like I don't. As we said before, I don't live near a cinema. So the Katie is my getting all the vibes, and then I would eventually get to see these films.
Exactly. I'm here for you.
Why are there not more cinemas near me?
I know.
It's fine. We'll make it work.
It's fine.
But still, I did get to watch this week's film, though, that we're moving on to. So we have decided to cover the 1972 The Last House on the Left. Teenagers Mary and Phyllis head to the city for a concert, then afterward go looking for drugs. Instead, they find a gang of escaped convicts who subject them to a night of torture and rape. The gang then kills the girls in the woods, not realizing that they are near Mary's house. When they pose as salesmen and are taken in by Mary's mother and father, it doesn't take the parents long to figure out their identities and plot revenge. This is also your trigger warning that there will be mentions of torture, rape, and grievously bodily harm in this episode. So do look after yourselves if this is not the episode for you. Katie, have you seen this film before?
I had seen it before, but a long time ago. So I didn't remember a lot of it, to be honest. So it was kind of like my first time watching it. Yeah, what about you? Had you seen it before?
I hadn't, and for some reason when we discussed like what films we were going to do, I think you even said like, oh yeah, let's do a rape revenge film. So I knew it was a rape revenge film, and yet for some reason when I saw it on the list for this week, I was like, oh, Last House on the Left, that's going to be along the same lines as Wrong Turn. So I went into this completely like, what the fuck am I watching? And as we said before we started, we've watched some depraved films this recently. We're gonna need a day out. This is why we needed a holiday each, because we were like, we just need to get away. It was a lot heavier than I was expecting. And I was actually about halfway through, like, I'm gonna be there. It's sat here like, no, I don't like it, didn't like it. However, the ending kind of brought it back for me. Like the parents taking revenge really changed it for me.
Yeah.
But it's really fucking hard. It's a tough watch.
A very tough watch. Yeah, I think one of the toughest we've covered so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, really hard. I also really struggled with the music in this film. Like, apparently this was all, it was done on purpose. Like, Wes Craven was like, you know what? Like, he wanted it to be, I'm sorry if you can hear the seagulls outside. He wanted it to be this like juxtaposition between what was going on to this, but it just didn't work.
It's
like, why is this like hillbilly deliverance fucking music happening when there's a rape going on? Like, what?
But even at the end, when the mum, there's no polite way to say it, he's sucking him off. She's about to bite. He's like, I'm coming. Then it was like space noises.
Yeah.
Like noises you'd expect in a sci-fi. And I was like, what is happening?
Oh, sweet mama. Here I come.
Really weird.
Really. I'm like, I can see the juxtaposition they were going for. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Same as I don't think the two coppers who were supposed to be the comedy duo doesn't work.
Fully agree. Yeah.
Like, they were arguing about chickens, and literally 3 seconds later, we'd watched a rape scene, and I was like, "This is fucked up."
Yeah.
And I think on that as well, because like there was one point where they cut her arm off, and the SFX was terrible, but it was like off camera, they just drop a fake arm. But the rape scenes were quite on screen; they were quite visual. Whereas like cutting an arm off was basically done off screen, and I was like, "This is so fucked up." Like what we were actually seeing was. Yeah, no. A lot of it didn't sit right.
Yeah, I felt like SFX, I guess, is more like expensive to film than two people filming a rape scene. I guess it's like, it's physical and traumatizing for the actors, but it's costs less money than getting a better, fake arm or whatever.
Yeah. Well, Sandra Peabody, who was playing Mary, apparently had a horrible time filming this. And was like just felt traumatized all the time. Like she actually walked off set at one point, and they had to like chase her down and be like, "Please come back and finish." But like some of the other actors who were playing, so the people who were playing like the convicts were actually like trying to like do method and be mean to her like off camera as well. So she was just having the worst time. So when like she's actually on film crying and in terror and dread, it's real. Because she was, and I was like, this is just making it worse. Like she was playing it so well, but it was just horrible.
Yeah, that's horrendous. Like I think the guy that played Krug, I think he was very much like method the entire time, and like I think even he got kind of a bit too physical with her when they filmed the rape scene. So again, like he was obviously whatever. Like what happened, but clearly like. That sucks to know. It sucks to know that it wasn't a safe space for her, because I feel like when you're filming these difficult scenes, and it's not the first rape like scene we've watched or covered before, but like they're usually done with a lot of like respect and dignity, and there's a lot of like people around like who they feel safe with. And I feel like back in 1972, Wes Craven's first film, like that just wasn't a thing.
It's because of films like this why we now have like I can't think of the word, intimacy coordinators.
Yes.
And there is a lot more but again, like when we said like the original The Hills Have Eyes, and I can't remember the actors' names, but when they had to do a rape scene, actually they were like having fun with it, which sounds really fucked up, but like they were joking.
You have to.
They were joking beforehand so that it took away the trauma for them, because it's horrific having to act that out. And I think this just and I think like the first rape scene was obviously her friend. Again, I'm gonna get all the names wrong. But Mary's watching it and we're zooming in on her, and I was like, they could have made it worse.
Phyllis.
Phyllis, sorry, yeah. And I was like, they could have made it worse with like, this is so horrible. So
No.
like Phyllis was saying no, but wasn't screaming. And I was like, they could have made it, they could have made her scream, but actually, I think her just saying no and like not screaming, but then Mary's face actually made it horrific. And I was like, and again, I think if she'd been screaming, it would have been like a, like, you know, kind of what everyone expects. And I think that's the thing.
That's true.
Like, with a rape scene, you don't know what, like, you don't know how people are going to react because it's luckily not a daily occurrence. But yeah, so I just found that like the way she acted it was brilliant, but fucking horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, like it was very like, that's the kind of sick thing really, is that like she went through a lot of trauma for this, but it really showed on camera and it really got an amazing performance out of her, which is fucked, but like to the expense of her mental health. But it's kind of like, well, in a similar way, like Shelley Duvall from The Shining, like it got an incredible performance out of her, but you know, she at what cost? Exactly. I did find them, well, I mean, I found them obviously a lot, it was a rape revenge film, so I found the scenes necessary, and I thought they were really, it was really hard to watch, so I felt like they did what they were like set out to do, if you know what I mean. Like they succeeded in that way because these guys, these convicts were so horrendous that you wanted to see what happened next. You wanted, like I certainly did, like I certainly didn't expect both of them to, like I knew they did because I'd watched this before, but like when I first watched this I didn't know that they were both going to die. Like I thought that was pretty bleak, that they've literally done it where they both die. Like there's no, it's just a nasty little film, there's not really any redemption anywhere, everyone kind of loses,
I think. And yeah, you're right, I think that's it. It's and I think what's horrible about it is this is a real horror, as in this could happen. They're not monsters, they're not Freddy Krueger, they're not Jason, they're real people that could do this, could take two girls, rape them, and then just try and get away with it. And again, this shit has happened where, and less, I was gonna say less so nowadays, but that might just be because it's less reported. But like obviously like people used to just knock on doors and like, because nowadays you would knock on a door and be like, can I use your phone? Because like people have a landline or whatever. But it's like, so you could, this used to happen where people were like, oh, can I use your phone, and then kill the owner of the house. And it's like, this could have happened. Like if somebody had said this was based on a real event, it wouldn't surprise me. And I think that's what makes it even more horrific.
Yeah, for sure, because this happens every day to countless people, and like you're kind of watching it, and like we were saying before, like when we've watched things like this, like sometimes as two women covering horror, it can get a bit exhausting, like constantly watching this violence against women. And I know that's like, this is what our podcast is about, but sometimes it's a bit like, whew, like no wonder so many people like funny slashers and their escapism, because when you cover things like this, like you realize why those other silly films exist.
Yeah, why you need that.
And
I don't, this was just like, it's interesting that you said you wanted to see what happened to them, like the guys, because I think at one point I was like, I would turn this off.
Right.
Like I was like, this is hard, this is rough. But I'm glad I stuck with it, because like the mum and the dad at the end were badass. Like I love that they were, it wasn't, oh, we're going to call the cops. One, because those cops were, I mean, they were literally on screen as a joke, which, as we've said, didn't agree with, but they wouldn't have done fucking anything. They didn't even know they'd run out of petrol, for fuck's sake. So
literally the worst cops in the world. Like.
So I like the parents were like, we're just going to take this into our own hands. Like I liked that. Funny enough, my mate the other day was, I can't remember how we got into like a weird conversation. Like, do you think you could ever kill anyone? And like I was like, yes. Like if I was a mum and this was a scenario, absolutely,
easily.
Like yeah, and I was gonna say that's it. Not just anyone walking down the street, but in this situation, fuck yeah. Like because as you say, they don't get their. They don't like there's no redemption.
They don't get their comeuppance. Like
no, they just need to
like okay, these people die, but like they've lost their daughter now, you know, like there's no
it doesn't change what happened to her.
No. I like the idea of it. I like that it isn't just like, I think that it isn't just a video nasty the entire time. Like I like that there's a bit of action at the end there, and you are rooting for the parents to kind of finish them off.
Yeah.
So like it literally, it's kind of literally at one point, but then it stops pretty quickly.
But even then, like as soon as and again, I actually don't remember the convicts' names, but as soon as the one comes downstairs and sees the mum, and it's like, oh, a pretty little thing like you, like I can't remember, make you finish with my arms behind my back or something, like straight to sex, and you just knew it was going to be violent. She couldn't have said no because he would have just raped her. Like it was so fucked up. And obviously the mum used that to her advantage.
Yeah.
But it was so fucked up. Like that was just the first thing. And all of them were just like in the car, and it was like just having sex with his mate there, like, oh, shut up. Like it was just like
Yeah, I know. Like I think his name was Fred, but I think his nickname was Weasel or something. I did wonder though, because so Krug was the really nasty bastard, and Sadie were the ones that I think that took part in most of the rape of the girls. But I think with that Weasel guy, like I don't know how, like he was obviously a nasty bastard, but I don't know if he did much in the film.
No, I think you're right. I think he was, it was kind of those two leading and he was just following.
So I felt like his death, or like what happened to him, like I felt maybe it should have happened to Krug, because he was the one that like raped Mary, and
yeah, it's hard because the parents obviously didn't know who was.
That's true. Oh yeah, that's true.
Who did what? So I think. But I feel like Chainsaw was pretty worthy.
Yeah, Chainsaw was pretty good. Yeah, that was a pretty good send off for him.
But at the same time, like it's so hard because it's like, yes, they just need to be put down. But would it have been better if they just cut their dick off and just left them to suffer? It's hard because again, like you don't really want to see them live, but you also don't want to see them die and just get away with it. So.
Get away with it. Yeah. But going back to the police very quickly. Pointless, weird. I know the police had to be involved in some way, but the way they were portrayed, like a little comedy duo, like it was just not. It was inappropriate, and it was so. And then it kind of turned to this kind of like slapstick music, and it was just like, what the fuck are we watching?
It's like two coppers trying to run, and it was all like lying about his weight, and I was like, not the film for this.
Not the film. Like this film did not need any comic relief.
No, like. Honestly, they could have had like the funniest fucking duo in there, and it wouldn't have been funny. Like it just wasn't the film for it.
No, weird.
Especially
weird
the way the scenes ran. Like it was literally back to back with a rape scene, and it's like it's not even like you're coming off something else. You're literally coming off the worst fucking scenes.
Yeah,
straight to a comedy, and it's like no, and yeah. Apparently a lot of theaters returned the film cut up, and I was like, I kind of get it, because like again, this would have been worse in 1972.
Yeah, they made a bit of a reference to Scream actually. When I read some reviews, they were sort of saying that like Mary and Phyllis's I'm so sorry, these seagulls are so loud. Phyllis's friendship was kind of a bit like Sydney and Tatum. Like the kind of banter, the sort of back and forth, and you could kind of see where like Craven like eventually kind of got that influence in Scream, like much later on down the line. And I noticed that like one of the bad guys was called Krug, like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, I did see
so
that.
Which was quite nice. So you could kind of, I think a lot of people just use this as like Wes Craven's foot in the door. I don't know. I think a lot of people do have a lot of respect for this film, but I don't think it's definitely, when I looked, it very much got like mixed reviews. I feel like it was either too nasty, and they kind of just appreciated that it kind of gave Wes Craven his name, because it is a very different tone shift to things that he did, like Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, very kind of like tongue-in-cheek, very different vibe.
I wonder if that's why. I wonder if he even like directing this, he was like, this is too much. Because I did see a thing where so Wes Craven walked out of oh my god, I've lost the film. So he went to see Reservoir Dogs, and he walked out of it because he was like, it's too depraved. And they were like, how does the person who directed this walk out of Reservoir Dogs? And he was like, because Reservoir Dogs, like, I'm trying to find the wording. I'm sorry. It glorifies like the evils of horror, whereas this shows the evils in horror, but it didn't glorify it, is what he was saying. Reservoir Dogs does. So yeah, Quentin Tarantino was like, how can Wes Craven, who literally directed that, walk out? So it's very interesting that he didn't see it as like showboating. He was like, and you can kind of see that with some of the scenes, but like, this is the fact, this is what happened.
Yeah.
Except for the things with the juxtaposition. I'm like, that just feels very weird. And I don't know if he as a director was finding it hard, so trying to like lighten it a bit.
Yeah, you're right. Like I feel like this was a gritty kind of made film, and it needed to stay that way.
Yeah.
Because it was such a serious topic and subject matter that you can't just suddenly go and get this like double act out. Like this kind of rape, like a rape revenge film, doesn't require a comedy act or a comic relief. Like if you're going in and being aware that it's a rape revenge film, you know you're not going to have a very nice time watching it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what you're getting yourself in for in a way. So weird, like I love Craven, but weird decision from him.
But I also don't know, because it was his first, if it was kind of like he couldn't say no and then he was trying to make the best of it. I don't know.
No.
I would love to look up more interviews with him on this, although there's quite a few of the cast won't talk about this film.
God.
Like, wouldn't talk about it because it was just one of those, like, it probably got a lot of negative reviews at the time. But they also wanted to rate it higher, and somehow Craven, like, I think one of his friends was on like the film committee. I'm getting all the words wrong, I'm very tired. So it came down to an R. So like, people were seeing this, you probably shouldn't have been fucking seeing it, because I think it was supposed to get an X. And I was like, yeah, that feels like, I know you wanted a wider audience, but that's not always the best thing, because that audience isn't going to like enjoy this, is the wrong word, but watch this, full stop. Like, a lot of people wouldn't have made it to the end.
No. It's so difficult with these kind of films because, and when we talk about them, because like you say, like, enjoy is a hard word, but they are a form of horror film. So you are obviously allowed to enjoy them. We know lots of people in the horror community that have a huge love for extreme horror. And there's nothing wrong with that. So it's hard to say that you like enjoy this kind of film, but in a way I did, because it was well acted, like, it was, I think, for the most part, well directed. It was horrific and horrible, which is what it set out to be.
The thing is, I think I enjoy it because of the ending, because of the revenge.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not enjoying the rape scenes. That, like I said, I nearly turned it off. But,
of course.
So I think that's the thing, is like, you can enjoy it because of the conclusion, like, without having to enjoy the entire film.
Of course, yeah. You're not like sitting there like, yeah, this is a great rape scene. I'm having a great
my
fun.
favorite scene is coming up. Like,
no, but you can enjoy, I guess, the horror of it and appreciate, you know,
you can appreciate
the film.
Yeah, you can appreciate that actually this is horror. Like, and again, this is real life horror that happens all the fucking time. So, like, as we've said many times, there's no point pretending it doesn't happen, because it fucking happens.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, it's a weird one. It's a weird one to sort of cover, really, because so you thought it was sort of kind of going to be like Wrong Turn. Like, what made you think that?
I've got no idea why. I just think the name, maybe. Yeah. Like, Last House on the Left, Wrong Turn. It's like, oh, it's a drive thing. Somebody's got lost. And which is, again, stupid, because I know we talked about adding this one in because it was Rape Revenge, but that was like a month ago and I forgot. So when I put it on, I was like, oh, it'll be one of the original, like, Wrong Turn redneck kind of films. And I was like, this is not that. Yeah. So it was just my fault for forgetting what it was. But I just think the film name, I was like, yeah, this must be like back road. Someone's taking the wrong turn. Because, like, was the house Mary's house? Yeah. Yeah, it must have been, right? Because that's the house they go to at the end.
Yeah, the one at the end. Yeah. So she literally got, like, murdered, like, right where her house was.
But again, how horrifying, recognizing that your own letterbox, knowing your parents were that close.
Horrific.
And
yeah, You felt very like scared for them, and like as soon as the junior guy like locked the doors, it was instant like terrifying. Like
Yeah.
these girls are in trouble here.
Yeah, that bit was just
Yeah, all of it. You were kind of at the edge of your seat the whole time. Yeah, this was a weird choice for us to make after our holidays.
coming back straight in the deep end.
I know, straight into rape revenge. Love it.
Yeah. I don't know what loads else to say, to be fair, because it's just, I feel like I'm just going round in circles. Like,
Yeah,
it's a hard watch.
it's a hard watch. Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard watch, and if you like those kind of films, then it's weird to say you'll enjoy it, because you will appreciate and enjoy it for what it is. But yeah, it's a hard watch, and it's the first time that you, Tal, have ever wanted to turn anything off. So
Yeah.
and you can watch a lot of shit. So that says a lot.
It says a lot, and I think it was just that, like, I just didn't know how it was going to conclude, and I was like, it's not going to get better. And actually it did, because the parents got involved. But fuck,
Yeah.
can you imagine finding out that's how you've lost your kid?
I will say I agree. I think that the second half is a lot stronger.
Yeah.
I do think that like you're a lot more engaged with it, and a lot more happens, and you're not just kind of sat there uncomfortably watching these horrific scenes. Like there's a lot more going on that you can concentrate on.
Yeah.
So I think the second half is definitely a lot stronger, and you definitely get drawn back into it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I think that's it. By the point I was like, I just can't anymore, was actually when it was like, okay, it's turning.
Yeah. I feel like that's what Craven did. Like he was like, I'm going to get it to the point where they can't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
And I need to change the sort of tone.
Yeah.
So yeah, but cool idea, I think. Cool idea, because rape revenge is usually the victim, but it's like the victim's parents, victim's family. I thought that was kind of interesting.
That's true, actually. Yeah, it gives you a different perspective.
Like, I think this was probably one of the first films that focused on that kind of thing.
Yeah, probably.
But kind of an interesting way to introduce it, to have like the parents, because they seemed so prim and proper, and then all of a sudden they were like, right, we've got these plans.
Gloves, that was brilliant.
Gloves.
How though they shoved that thing in his mouth right next to his mates and they didn't wake up?
Yeah.
Didn't buy that bit.
No. Yeah. And like I know that we're just ruling out the police at this point, but like how the fuck they took so long to do absolutely anything is insane to me.
So useless.
So useless, yeah. But are they even worth
mentioning? No.
Yeah.
They were stupid, and I didn't like them.
But yeah, you're right. Like, it's just a video nasty. Like, there's not a whole lot to say about this film this week. It's, I think if you know, if you've seen it, you get it.
Yeah.
But if you are interested, like, I wouldn't hesitate to try it. But obviously, as you say, like, when you're pointing out the triggers at the beginning, hopefully a lot of people who do find that kind of thing triggering have tuned out by this point. So
yeah.
Anyone that's left, if you haven't seen it, give it a go, because you might find some enjoyment in it, which sounds
Such
weird.
a weird word, but yeah,
you know what I mean.
I know what you mean,
because we're talking like we're reviewing the film, like
yeah. Have you seen the remake?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I haven't either. I was trying to watch it afterwards, but I just ran out of time. Because I do kind of want to know how similar it is, because it was obviously remade in, I thought it was 2009, so I feel like there would have been a lot more
the year of remakes.
But I feel like there would have been more, again, like protection around the cast.
True, yeah.
They may have shown more, because again, like as we said, we're kind of used to horror and horrific things now, so you do kind of have to go up a bit. On IMDb, I think the original was 5.9 in the ratings, or 5.8, and this one's 6.5, so it goes up a little.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, I just wonder.
Yeah, that's true. That would be really interesting if you do end up watching it by the time we record again.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be cool to talk about it. But I know that there's one major thing that they change. But I don't want to spoil it on here in case anyone's planning on watching it, and obviously Tell you are, so I won't spoil it. But for some reason I know that, and I don't know why.
I haven't seen it, but I know it changes.
Yeah. So there is a slight change in the remake, but I would like to watch it too. I think Aaron Paul's in it. So that
I
would be
believe-
cool to watch him in a horror film.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
No, for sure.
I bet it will probably be a bit more gory as well.
I think it would be. It's so I just saw a bit as well. They obviously do still have rape scenes in there. I need to call it a sex scene. Very different thing. But Sarah Paxton, who plays Mary in the remake, said it took 17 hours to film, which makes me worry that it's way more graphic. Because what are you filming for 17 hours if it's not going to be shown?
Yeah.
Um,
But maybe it's because they're sort of like making sure the cast are okay.
maybe
We can hope.
We can hope.
We can hope. But yeah, no, I've seen like I think I Spit on Your Grave. I think the remake took a long time, and I think the actual scene, I'm gonna get it wrong, but I want to say it was like half an hour long or something.
Yeah.
It's just a 15 to half an hour rape scene on I Spit on Your Grave. So that's fucking intense. Like, so I can't imagine how like horrific that was to film.
Oof.
Yeah, I think that, like we said earlier, I think if you've got an intimacy coordinator, if you've got the right people around you,
Yeah.
it can be an effective scene. And as long as those actors are comfortable and happy, then you have a bit more of like, okay, I feel like I can watch this. Whereas with this one, from what you've told me, it's kind of like, it kind of just makes the horror 10 times worse.
It does feel that way.
Yeah.
We did say as well that like if somebody said, oh, this was based on true events, I'd believe them. But the opening text actually says the events you're about to witness are true. Names and locations have been changed to protect those individuals still living.
Yeah, is that true?
I don't know. Like, is that just a teaser, or is that
I've not read anywhere that that's the case, but
yeah, because how many films are like based on real events? Like,
yeah.
But again, I fucking believe it.
Well, absolutely, yeah. I mean, this could happen like today, now.
And
like,
what's
this
worse
isn't something that's dated.
And what's worse is the parents would get in trouble more for taking justice into their own hands. But
yeah,
if I'm on the jury, I'm not convicting them.
No, it did make me wonder, like, what was next for those parents, like whether the police were gonna like arrest them or whether it was just. I suppose the parents could have said that they attacked them.
Yeah.
So
they've also escaped convicts. So yeah, I feel like the self-defense is quite a good.
Yeah. So I'm hoping in my heart they got away with it, and you know, yeah. But yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, no one really wins in this film. Like it's just a nasty, gritty little film. That's what it is.
No, it is nasty. One of the taglines as well was warnings not recommended for persons over 30, which is so interesting because normally it's like over or under 18, and it's like no. If you're over 30, you're probably gonna find this disgusting. Oh, I suppose because like over 30, you're a parent, I guess. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I guess like back then, like that was older than it is now.
Yeah, like 30 now is much younger than 30 then.
Yeah, of course it is.
Of course.
We'll keep telling ourselves that.
We're just early year adults. But yeah, I wonder, because people were having kids younger, so would it have been more upsetting to see it from the perspective of a parent?
Maybe.
I don't know. That's a really
strange age to like. You would think maybe like like elderly people like don't watch it, or like, I wonder though, I'm not being ageist there, but you would normally say like
like a different generation would find it.
Yeah.
But I wonder as well, because like if we're like in our 30s going, well, fuck you, I'm gonna watch it. Like I wonder if it's kind of to get people kind of annoyed and intrigued.
Maybe, yeah.
No, very curious why that was. Whereas for the newer version, it was if someone hurt someone you love, how far would you go to get revenge? Which again, I think is actually when most people would get revenge if it's for someone.
Yeah, yeah. You can like fully relate to this film in where you would be like, I would fully fucking do the same.
But again, it's that like if you're on the jury, you have to convict someone. But actually, if they were doing something like this, like fuck no, who's convicting that?
Yeah,
like
absolutely not.
No.
Yeah, crazy. A lot.
So much. A
lot this week.
So heavy. Why do we keep doing this to ourselves?
Why did we do it to ourselves?
And I don't even know if there's a good answer for our next question, but what are you giving this Spookies out of 5, and do you have a favorite spooky moment?
I'm gonna give this. I feel bad like rating it too high because it makes me sound like a fucking depraved bitch. But I really liked the second half, and it really like got me into the film. So I'm gonna go with a 3. I think it was good for the most part. Pretty nasty, but I think you kind of, I don't know, not expect it going in, but because it is described as a rape revenge film, you kind of know what you're getting yourself in for. But
It is
the
literally what it says
brutality
on
of
the tin.
it, you're never gonna prepare yourself for that because it is so brutal. But I thought for the most part it was done very well from what I saw on the screen. I thought the acting was very good, and well, now I kind of know about the main actress, but thought she was very effective. She was very good. I thought, yeah, like I said, I thought it was kind of an interesting idea to incorporate a rape revenge film to have the parents there. So I'll give it a 3. Spooky moment. I guess I'll have to go with the dick getting cut off, the getting, chewed off. I mean, because the way they made it looked very painful. The music, the sound effects were not it, but I thought it was very good, and it was very satisfying to watch because he was a piece of shit. What about you?
Yeah, I think you're right. I can't go high. I think the ending does kind of bring it back, as you said. It's hard because rape revenge is literally what it says on the tin. Like, you can't be surprised by what this film is.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I honestly think the part that ruined it for me was the juxtaposition, the music and the coppers, like really ruined. And again, that's not me being like, oh, well, the rest of it was amazing, because again, you're watching some horrific stuff, but you're watching it knowing that's what you're expecting. But I don't expect someone to then not take the piss, because they're not taking the piss out of the rape.
no,
But then try to be like, yeah, let's have a good time. Like, no
Yeah.
one's having a good time. Like, that's not the point of this film. The point of this film is revenge. So I think I'm going to go 2, because I think those parts actually really ruined it as a whole film for me.
yeah,
So again, I'm hoping in the remake they didn't do that, and I'm wondering if that would bring it up a bit. But as we actually weirdly having spoken about it, it has made me kind of appreciate it more, because you're right, like, yeah, like they did, acknowledge a lot, and there was, I don't know, just it has kind of changed my feelings about it a bit. I might go with my favorite spooky moment actually just being right at the beginning, when it was the 2 girls. They were like sat on a lake kind of chatting and joking, because to me, again, that was like female friendship, and it was just because, well, also because you took the dick bite, but I just think that was a really nice scene. It was, they were like joking around together, and it was, but I also think, again, it shows the reality that actually you could just be out with your mate and it could very quickly turn into this. And that is horror. That is the horror of life. Knowing that and how quick it could happen. So as much as I like that scene for what it was, it is also terrifying knowing what's coming. Because that is being a girl in this world.
That is true. And it's like, ironically, one of the most kind of relevant and realistic films we've watched recently. Things that this happens on a daily occurrence to lots of people. So I think that's just another fun realization, and like kind of like, oh, cool, this is happening again. But
which is putting me off asking you the next question, and I just don't know if we avoid it this week.
I feel like, again, we might have to avoid it. We've had to avoid it a couple of times.
We keep picking some nasty films. I don't even think there's a different way to look at it. But like, would as the other side, as the parent, when it's like, actually, that's kind of obvious. Because
I would have so much anger in me that you wouldn't be able to stop me.
I wouldn't even know. I'd wake up covered in blood and be like, whoopsie.
Definitely.
The coppers are there, no regret.
Absolutely no regrets.
Well, on that note, this very upsetting film, do join us again for a slightly happier film next week. Hopefully we'll get back on a weekly schedule, but again, this season we're doing the best we can. Isn't everyone in this shit show of world right now? So until then, do look after yourselves, and bye.
Bye. Look after yourselves. Be good people.